I know you are here because you want to gain muscles, and here we are presenting you for important tips that you should keep in mind to get your results faster. While many types of exercise offer health benefits, the only way to reliably drive muscle growth is by using your muscles against moderate to heavy resistance. In addition, muscle growth is specific to the muscles being used. Tip number 1. Decide your target number of repetitions. The repetition continuum is a useful concept when designing training programs for muscle building. Stimulating muscle growth requires performing weight training exercises with an amount of weight that only allows you to perform 20 repetitions. In general, the repetition continuum states that weights you can only lift for a few repetitions. 10. To build more strength, weights you can lift for 6-12 repetitions tend to build more muscle, and weights you can lift for 12-20 repetitions tend to increase muscular endurance. Tip number 2. Choose the right amount of weight. In all cases, the weight must be heavy enough that performing much more than 20 reps is impossible. The weight you choose to use should leave you at or near failure on your specified number of repetitions. For example, if you're performing a set of 10 repetitions, by the 10th repetition, you should be unable or nearly unable to perform another repetition. You should rarely have more than 2 reps in the tank by the end of a set if your goal is building muscle. The overall implication of the repetition range continuum is that you should go through different phases of training, using different repetition ranges to see what gives your body the most muscle growth. Tip number 3. Choose your exercises well. As mentioned, muscle building is specific to the muscle being worked. For example, to build bigger biceps, you need to perform exercises that work the biceps. This could be an isolated bicep exercise, such as a bicep curl, or a compound movement that uses the biceps, such as a pull-up. In terms of the best exercise type for muscle building, compound and isolation movements can be equally effective at causing muscle hypertrophy or trusted source. Nevertheless, for the best long-term fitness results, you should include both compound and isolation movements in your training. Compound movements like a barbell back squat effectively stimulate multiple large muscle groups in a single exercise and provide more functional movement for real-life activities. This leads to both more efficient workouts and more practical muscle strength. Isolation movements are an excellent way to target specific muscles, and beginners may initially find them safer and easier to learn than compound movements. Additionally, isolation movements are typically easier to perform when you're fatigued, as you're not stabilizing your entire body. This may allow you a few extra targeted sets at the end of a workout when you're otherwise too exhausted to do another compound exercise. The last but not the least, tip number 4. Structure your workout to avoid overtraining. A good rule of thumb is to perform 3 sets of 3-5 compound movements, followed by 3 sets of 1-2 isolation movements per workout. Generally, you do your heaviest sets using compound movements, and perform higher repetition ranges on your isolation movements. Assuming you're performing 3 working sets per exercise, limit your total combined compound and isolation movement exercises to 5-7 movements per workout. This allows you to benefit from each type of exercise, while maximizing the overall muscle building potential of your training program and avoiding any symptoms of overtraining. If you find this